Okay, we have a Sansui 9090 hair refurbing from my friend out in California. This is yours. I'm going to replace these lamps. Sent me out these lamps here, and I don't know how you typically would do this, but I take out the control board anyway. These are all getting recapped, all these capacitors on the tone board. The controls are getting replaced, but once you get this out, the difficult one here is the power supply on the protection circuit. This you have to get out with the with one of the L-shaped screwdrivers. I'm looking for mine here. Oh, I'll get it here. Typically, I use one of these inside to get these screws. This mounts inside here on an angle, and without getting this out, you can't work on these things. So the best way to do that is with an angled screwdriver. It's a little bit of a struggle, but once you get this out, you have to cut a couple of wires off of it. And that makes it a little more mobile, a little easier to access. And take the front off, take this panel out. They all have to be taken out to recap. Then you can get back in here on these meters. A lot easier to yank them and put those bulbs in. But this is the only way you could really effectively clean the switches and the controls in these 9090s. And then if you really want to get brave, the big caps here, the big smoothing caps, I don't typically replace these unless they need them. This one doesn't, but oftentimes I leave them in place and just mount two new ones and resolder them, as opposed to tearing this whole thing apart to get at that. And then the next little project here is going to be pull down this board here. This is the Dolby board. It's in good shape. I'm going to resolder this. Typically it needs it. Clean up the switches, and this whole thing will be finished. The preamp board is done. This has already been recapped. You can see I put in some ceramic capacitors here. I'm sorry, these are polypropylene in the signal, but the only caps in the signal path on here that I change from electrolytics to polypropylene, and this has already been redone. So this 9090 is going to be ready to go here very shortly, and it's already been playing with what I've done so far. Plays really well. I had to recap and put a Zener diode in the FM power supply here. But other than that, this thing is really nice. It's a really nice sounding unit. That's it, 9090 Sansui.